Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be continuing into part 13 of What If Bulma Wished for a Boyfriend. If you haven't seen part 12, there's a title card we can go check it out and see what happened in the last part. But today we'll be going into the Tournament of Power saga. What would the Tournament of Power look like in this scenario? Who will make up our 10 members? Will they come out on top? Also, I'm on a Discord server for anyone who wants to join and talk more about Dragon Ball with me and other viewers. Maybe give out some of your own ideas of what ifs, and maybe in the future I could do them. Check the link in the description down below. Today's question of the video is from Anime Nekulor 3674. My question for you is, do you hate/dislike Resurrection of F? I asked this because I noticed that it is the saga that you tend to skip the most in your what ifs. Could just be a coincidence. I am just curious. I don't hate any sagas in Dragon Ball, to be honest. I like them all, I watch them all. And I do see that I do skip this, the Resurrection F movie a lot of the times in my what ifs, but that's just because if Frieza or anyone under Frieza don't know about the Dragon Balls, then practically Resurrection F cannot happen. And a lot of the times they don't learn about the Dragon Balls. I mean, I probably did it maybe once, but that's about it. But yeah, I don't dislike the movie or I have no ill will to it. It's just that when I'm writing these what ifs, if Frieza and them don't learn about the Dragon Balls, then that arc just doesn't happen, and it just so happens that it doesn't happen a lot. Could be a coincidence because I don't aim to avoid arcs. It's just when I write the story, and if an arc cannot happen, then I just don't do it. I'm not gonna force an arc to happen in these what ifs. But thank you for the question. If you want your comment to be featured in the next video, just comment down any question you want me to answer, and maybe you'll be lucky enough to be picked in the next video. Without further ado, let's dive into part 13 of What If Bulma Wished for a Boyfriend. After the events of Goku Black and Zamasu, the Z Fighters in the present timeline, they continue to train with Beerus or on Earth, until one day Beerus and Whis are notified that the Tournament of Power would be starting, as they have 2 days to come up with a 10-member team. To participate in the upcoming tournament, Beerus would explain to the 4 Saiyans on his planet, which is Goku, Vegeta, Raditz, and Broly. With them, they are instantly on the team and would need to come up with 6 more members, which would be a lot easier here. They all head to Earth as they would pick up Yamcha, Krillin, Gohan, and Trunks, as they would also join as they have grown a lot stronger, as Gohan and Trunks obtained the Super Saiyan God form. Now they need 2 more members as they don't really have anyone else, as Tarbal's kinda quit training and fighting as a whole, so he wouldn't really be picked, but they would have Goten and Bra. As Goku and Vegeta are a bit wary as they are still young, but yet these 2 young fighters are much more stronger than the canon Goten and Trunks in Super. They would beg their fathers to give them their chances. Here, these 2 are very motivated, seeing their future selves, seeing how strong they have gotten, and what they have experienced. They wanted to be given the chance. Goku and Vegeta do know that they are strong for their age, and they don't really have anyone else to go to, as definitely here Goku wouldn't even suggest about Frieza, and there are no androids either, so the entire team would be made up of the Z Fighters. With the team made up much quicker, they would have some time to train a bit, mainly focusing on the hybrid Saiyans as they are the weakest of the group. Also here, the team leader would actually be Raditz. Here in this timeline, Gohan had experienced less than his canon self, and even though he is stronger than canon Gohan, this Gohan never really got the chance to really shine in this timeline. Raditz would be on a similar plane with Gohan. He may not have the same IQ as Gohan, but Raditz would have a high battle intelligence and would have good strategies and is a smart fighter. Especially with all the years he has spent under Frieza's rule, he had to think out more when going into battle as he was weak at the start. The hybrid Saiyans would grow a bit stronger, but Raditz wanted to make some strategies when the tournament started. He would explain to everyone that they should stay in pairs of 2, as he could easily match everyone to a pair that they work well with. Goku and Vegeta would be a pair as they are the strongest, especially with the fact that they are near achieving a technique that they have been training under Whis for. Raditz paired himself with Broly as they created a bond together and have been working together more often. And Broly would be their secret weapon, as if they need Broly to lose control, he can, and be the strongest on the team. Obviously, Yamcha and Krillin would be a pair as they trained and fought together throughout the entire series, as their teamwork would be most definitely be the best out of the group, and could be, if not be the best duo on this team. The last 2 duos would be easy, being Gohan and Trunks as they grew up together since they were young and would be similar to Yamcha and Krillin, just less experienced. And Goten and Bra would be the last duo, as Raditz explained to them to avoid the strongest fighters, and their goal would just to be taking out most of the weak fighters just to thin out all of the fighters. Time would come when the tournament would begin, and it would be a bit less stressful, as not everyone is going after Universe 7. Everyone would listen to Raditz's plan as they would split up fighting anyone they came across. Goku and Vegeta would like to find the strongest fighters in this tournament they would come across until they see the Universe 6 Saiyans, as here they would take their time fighting with these Saiyans. Goten and Bra would focus more on the weaker fighters, but they would end up being faced against most of the members from Universe 2, as they were a tad bit worried, as they are strong no doubt, but this is their first fight as they are a bit fearful, but then even remembered about their future selves, and knowing what they went through, the fear leaves their body, and they begin working together to take out the fighters from Universe 2. And the more they fight, the better the teamwork they develop, and the more confident they gain. Gohan and Trunks would actually go against the Beauty Trio from Universe 2, as this fight is somewhat even, with Gohan and Trunks being stronger than the three, but the fact that they have an extra fighter would make the fight more even. Yamcha and Krillin would be doing well as they are taking down fighters left and right, until they are met with the Pride Troopers, excluding Dispo, Jiren, and Toppo. Yamcha and Krillin would just smirk at each other as they get into a fighting stance confidently, as they transform into their beast form, and rush down the entire Pride Troopers. With Raditz and Broly, they are handling themselves, and then they are met with some Universe 6 members being hit, Frost, and the two Namekian members. Here Raditz grows a bit worried, not about the entire group, but only Hit. He saw how strong Hit was and with his special time skip ability, as he isn't sure if he can match up to his brother if he had to fight Hit. Looking that they have no choice, the two would power up to get ready to fight. Not too sure how this would go down. Goku and Vegeta would meet the other Saiyans, as Kaba would be happy to introduce his mentor Goku, as he would introduce Khalifa and Kale. Goku would begin to spar against Khalifa while Vegeta fights Kaba, as this fight is also again more like training going on rather than a fight, as Goku and Vegeta would teach them the Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 form, until we get to the point of Kale going berserk, as she loses control and goes to attack the other two Saiyans. They are caught off guard a bit, but soon realize that Kale is somewhat like Broly, as they have the same transformation, so with their past experience with Broly, they are able to put Kale into a control state. Soon all three Saiyans from Universe 6 start to put a better fight against Goku and Vegeta, until they tap into their Super Saiyan God form, as they would be knocking them out pretty easily. Kaba would go to Goku knowing his team may not win, as he would ask him if that he could bring back their universe if they win, as Goku laughs, saying that if they win he plans to wish everyone back, as this makes Kaba smile. Goten and Braun managed to take on an entire universe on their own, but after that they were getting really exhausted, as they didn't really pace themselves, but they were glad with how many people they took out. They would try to take on more, but soon their exhaustion would catch up to them, and they would end up being the first one to be eliminated from Universe 7. Gohan and Trunks would have to exert themselves when fighting this trio to the point where they break their limits and reach a Super Saiyan Blue form, and with this new power, allow them to overpower the trio, knocking them out. With this new power, they were pretty shocked with the power, not expecting to unlock it during the tournament, but with this, they continued to fight, knocking out any fighters they came across with. Yamcha and Krillin easily knocked out most of the Pirate Troopers with their beast form, as they were beginning to grow a bit cocky, until they both are knocked far away on opposite sides, to then see two more Pirate Troopers, as it is Dispo and Toppo. They get back up, still confident, as they didn't think much of these two other Pride Troopers, but soon they would learn how much stronger these two are. Yamcha would face Dispo while Krillin fights Toppo, as at first they would have the edge, but soon would begin to be taken over, especially with Toppo going into his destruction form, as quickly Krillin would be taken down, as Yamcha is shocked, and with this Dispo takes his chance to attack Yamcha to try to eliminate him, as he would try to, but just before Yamcha falls over, he manages to create a spirit ball and hits Dispo while he wasn't looking, knocking him down as well. Raditz would be fighting both Hit and Frost, as he is having big trouble with dealing with them, as Hit would reveal that he has trained under Champa after their tournament when he lost to Goku, as with this training he manages to level up his strength and speed, making his time skip more harder to break through. And with Frost, he would be in his final form, and it's not that he is stronger than Raditz, but it's the trauma that Raditz has gone against when he is going against Frost, as he sometimes gets flashback back to his time with Frieza, as it does mess with his head. Broly on the other hand would easily beat the two Namekians and would knock them out of the arena, as he would go to help out Raditz, but that is when he notices that Frost stabs Raditz with a hidden needle, and soon Raditz is on the floor and knocked out. This enrages Broly as he loses control and instantly attacks the other two, as he sends Frost flying completely out of the arena and begins to fight Hit. Hit would try his time skip ability and strike Broly, but Broly doesn't back down as they continue their fight. Hit would keep using his time skip, but he realizes that each time he uses it, it looks like Broly moves faster than he did last time, and it is showing that Broly is growing stronger throughout the fight. Goku and Vegeta would meet with Jiren and would want to engage in a fight with him, and together, in their Super Saiyan Blue evolution form, they attack Jiren, but are sent flying back with the barrier that Jiren has around him. He stands and notices Goku and Vegeta as potential opponents, so a fight between the three begins. Gohan and Trunks would end up facing against Toppo in his destruction form, and this is where things begin to grow intense, as the final big battles begin to rattle up the entire arena, as these fights start to create massive pressure waves all over, knocking out any fighters remaining if they are not strong enough to withstand the immense power. Broly would eventually manage to overpower Hit, but he did completely lose control, as all of the energy he has within him becomes too much to handle, as he starts to go berserk, with his hair starting to go blue. Gohan and Trunks were having trouble with Toppo as he is much stronger than them, and they were pretty tired out from all the previous fighting they have done. And Toppo would knock both of them out with ease, as he was prepping to go help out Jiren until he was attacked by Broly. Toppo was extremely damaged by that attack, and soon their brawl would begin between the two, with Goku and Vegeta handling their own, but struggling with overpowering Jiren. They do think about the technique that Whis was trying to teach them, but they still never tapped into it once. And in my opinion, they won't here. Let me explain. No offense to these versions of Goku and Vegeta, they are stronger than their canon selves, but also a lot different between these two versions of Goku and Vegeta. This what if scenario, Goku and Vegeta have a stronger bond and a good friendship, with less of that Saiyan pride, so if the need called for it, they would fuse or fight together to beat a greater evil to not risk anything, and they did that a lot here in this series, compared to the canon anime where they would rather not fight together and each have their own turn, which in turn would help them separately push themselves and break their limits, while this what if didn't really do that. So Goku and Vegeta would want to fuse just to make sure they could be strong enough to beat Jiren, but they really don't have the time to fuse until they see a barely standing Raditz behind them, as he says that he will stall them to give them time to fuse, but he warns them that he doesn't know how long he could last, and they would only have enough time for one attempt to fuse. Goku asks if he is sure, as Raditz is barely standing, but Raditz smirks, telling him that he's got this. While the two retreats, Raditz powers up into his Super Saiyan form and goes to fight Jiren. This attempt would be similar to Vegeta fighting Jiren, as Raditz is pretty weakened by Frost's poison, so he would just be a punching bag and eventually be knocked out, as he hopes he gave his brothers enough time to fuse, as a huge bright light emerges and shocks everyone, as Gogeta is revealed, as this gets Sano excited and allows this in the tournament. To the shock of everyone, all the angels and gods stand up and bow to the fused warrior, as when we get a closer look, Gogeta is in his Ultra Instinct Sign form. The boost with the fusion allowed the two Saiyans to tap into the technique that they have been trying to learn with Whis. With this massive power boost, they would rush over to Jiren and begins fighting him, as this is a complete turn in the fight, as they are much stronger than Jiren. Knowing what is at stake, they wouldn't waste any time and quickly eliminate Jiren before he could go full power. And at the same time, Broly would knock out Toppo, but Broly would still be out of control, but easily, Gogeta arrives and knocks out Broly in one swift punch. Everyone cheers with Universe 7's victory, as the others are all shocked with how powerful this one fighter is. The Grand Priest would ask Gogeta what their wish would be, as he would smile, wishing for all the universes to be brought back, and this would put a smile on the Grand Priest's face. And that's where I leave it off for now. Tell me how y'all think about the 13th part and how I did with the Tournament of Power saga. What do y'all think about the unexpected twist with Gogeta? Will Goku and Vegeta ever obtain Ultra Instinct on their own? What will come next for our fighters? What could have happened differently? Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. If y'all are interested and enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post another part. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next part. See ya.